Salam Kwabuku Wazok to all my friends, followers, and the general Circassian people worldwide. My name is Jetkwe Batir, and here on Voice of Circassia and in collaboration with the Habza page here on Instagram, I'm going to be giving a news report about what's going on in Syria and the Circassian community living there as we speak. As many of you guys have heard, the Syrian government under the regime of Bashar al-Assad and the Hizb al-Ba'ath Ishtirakiyya has completely dissolved today after opposition forces and militias, including Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, formerly known as Jabhat al-Nusra, Free Syrian Army Forces in the Southern Legion, as well as even the Druze Suwaida province under the National Defense Forces revolted and took large swaths of territory all over the country, many of them falling without a fight as the Russian air support as well as Iranian militias completely refused to collaborate or support the Syrian government, which armed forces collapsed completely. This has created a lot of questions, and this is why it's really important that now more than ever, the Circassian community worldwide needs to pay attention and see what's going on. As it currently stands, the Syrian Circassian population is relatively stable in the sense that no major conflicts, deaths, or even bombardments have affected their areas recently. And with the recent regime fall and takeover, there's still a lot of questions as to what's going to happen, how are minorities, specifically ethnic and religious people, going to be treated, and who's going to be governing what in the coming days since, this recent fall has happened. Remember, this country has been ruled by the Syrian party for over 54 years, since the Harakat Tashahiya military coup of 1969, and as a result, this is the only system that a lot of Syrian, both Circassians and regular people, have known and lived under. So questions as well as concerns as to whether there's going to be a power vacuum, conflicts, or chaos is the utmost importance. And I believe that for this channel specifically, I'm here to call out specifically the CBA, the Kafet Confederation in Turkey, the Adiga khasas of Berlin, Cologne, the Circassian republics in the homeland, the Adiga khasas of Jordan, even the Circassian communities of Reyhaniya and Kafar Kama with their situation should really take care and notice about what's going to happen and should maintain constant contact as well as start an official effort to support the Syrian Circassians regardless whether the direction will be in reconstruction, hopefully if a stable government is built, or if this political crisis unfolds severely and infighting threatens to overwhelm the entire region. Whatever the case is, as one Syrian Circassian specifically said, we weren't prepared when 1967 happened. We were not prepared when the Syrian civil war happened. We need to be prepared for what's to happen in Syria since it's what's going to happen. And this is really important because, as many of you know, this conflict has lasted for over 14 years. Hundreds of thousands displaced, millions even more living in refugee camps, and many people dead across the region, with this conflict affecting the homes of every single Syrian Circassian family that's known, whether it's those who were allied with the regime for ideological or personal reasons, or even those with Islamist or secular opposition groups and the many neutrals around. We need to make an effort because, number one, we need to be sure and ready that if anything goes down in the coming days since the collapse of this government, Syrian Circassians can get the support they need, whether it's through repatriation, refugee transport, finances, assistance, or if the reconstruction happens, see if there's any way to assist with the Circassians who might want to repatriate back to their countries, as there's many Syrian Circassian refugees living in Europe, the United States, Canada, and Turkey, many of them on small, meager financial assistance, and some who want to go back to their homes. Overall, this is a huge step and change within the Circassian community as well as just regional politics worldwide. And whether it's those who are celebrating in the streets with the collapse of this government or those who are feeling very worried about their future, at the very least, on a common ground and shared basis of solidarity that we are all Adiga people, this is the time to come together and put consensus and pressure on all of our associations and communities so that we as Circassian people can come together and make sure that the mistakes of the past don't happen and that we can build a better future and better impact, not just for Syrian Circassians who are going through this situation, but all Circassian communities one day. Tayo Wapso, This will be the first of many broadcasts soon time jam, and I thank you all for your outreach and support. Wizincho Wishit.